Hey guys, welcome back. BDC Carry here. We're back with our weekly recap. This is for the week of May 28th, 2020. The current challenge is Luchador Bane. That is a 1 week repeat. The required characters are Wonder Woman, Nightwing, and Flash, who are silver, bronze, and bronze respectively if you're looking at the lowest tier to get them. Passive is Feel the Pain. Upon tagging, Bane has a chance to stun his opponent and receives a 25% boost to all damage for 4 seconds. Attack is 1100, health is 800.
So many things to talk about. All right, so I guess the starting point is looking at his bare stats compared to last week's Gaslight Batman, who had 1400 attack and 1400 health.
Yeah.
This is relatively low stats for gold. 1900 combined stats compared to, so 900 less than last week. Like 2/3 of the combined stats.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's been so long since his last challenge that we didn't keep notes back then on the order. But, I mean, it's not like we couldn't look it up if we were motivated to check out all of our weekly recaps.
But we aren't.
But we're not. It would take us a long time. But I'm guessing it's been at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
And what's wonderful is, I mean, Luchador Bane, he was the original glass cannon.
For sure.
So it not just that, it wasn't just that he was a good card with low health. Back in the day, he was potentially the most devastating.
Yeah, and so you can really see the power creep in the fact that he's really low stats, or not really low, but pretty low stats now in terms of golds.
Yeah. So the chance of stun in his passive, it was well over 50%. I want to say it feels like about 75%, about, a good chunk of the time.
Yeah, it feels like it happens more often than not, for sure.
Yep. And the sort of ideal loadout, if you want to really exploit his ability, and I want to say a glass cannon too, because as a cannon he actually does a huge amount of damage. Like when you talk about glass cannons, a lot of them low health, some damage, but not nearly as devastating as Luchador Bane.
Yeah,
because with League of Assassins knives you get a special 1 boost and you get splash damage, and so this is one of those times where really overloading on a 1-hit special is great, because it's not wasted. If you do way more than that you need, you're just spilling over.
Yeah, splash damage happens no matter what. So you're getting essentially 50% value on 2 other characters. So if it's your first hit, right? If you're not getting the first guy, you essentially get full value of all the damage.
Right.
A second time.
Right. Doubling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other part of the loadout used to be that it had to be Cloak of Destiny, which independently has a chance of stun. It also boosts his damage if the opponent is stunned, and it boosts the damage with crit hits.
Yeah.
So since the beginning of Cloak of Destiny, it's been a long time since there was a new gear that actually had that ability of boosting damage against stun. Necron Scythe does that, but the main reason why Cloak of Destiny is better is that Necron Scythe doesn't have a chance to stun.
Yeah.
But it does, as a glass cannon, having the revive actually makes him a bit hardier.
Yeah, if you knock somebody out with Necron Scythe.
Yeah, you get a revive, right? So that's 2 pieces of gear. So then you want to have 1 bar of power when he tags in, and if you want to do that as quickly as possible, then you do that with either Razzle Glow Scimitar or Tantu Totem.
But Master's Death Card.
You can't, because that'll release
Oh,
the
that's
stun.
true. Yeah, really. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, so it won't actually. So it's interesting, right? Or the other option is having Batgirl as a teammate, which means you open up 1 more slot for Lexor Gauntlets. That increases his crit chance on Special 1, maxes out at 40% on top of what he's got, and a chance of stun up to 30%. Yeah. So both Batgirl and Luchador Bane are really good with this loadout. So the hardest decision it used to be was who to give the loadout to if both were on the same team. And with Necron Scythe, you can have both. And we've done that, actually. We've got a playlist that's there. And what's interesting as I was looking back, so I just created a playlist today. I was looking back on our Luchador Bane teams. We have 3 videos of him back when we recorded off the TV live.
Wow.
And before Cloak of Destiny.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
I don't recommend going back and watching those.
They're in the playlist.
Yeah.
So listen, the main danger of this strategy, because it's devastating when it works. If you're relying on Bane to do all of your damage, he'll stun most of the time. But if he doesn't stun, be ready to have him knocked out or have a really long fight. So the obvious problem, or the obvious sort of counter to this strategy, is a Red Sun Green Lantern team that is immune to stun. Nobody plays him anymore, but I think Batman Beyond was immune to stun.
Yeah.
And Astro Harness too, right? So that when he tags in, if he doesn't stun, you got the Astro Harness protecting you. Then all of a sudden he's not doing a whole buttload of damage.
Yeah. So there we go.
There's a couple more. If somebody's got to revive, the one hit damage, they're still standing. So if you've got only 10
you
to
don't get it back.
You don't get your power back.
Mm-hmm.
And they're awake now, and they can wail on you. Your soft Luchador Bane. And I guess the last thing is how we deal with Luchador Bane can happen to you too. If he tags in as because your teammate's getting knocked out, with a special, so then you don't stun again. Yeah.
So there we go. This week's multiplayer reward is the War Gauntlet, which turns into the Claw of Horus, which has the abilities on tagging. The opponent receives damage equal to 10% of his health. When an opponent tags in, all damage to that opponent increases by 10%, stacks 3 times, and resets on player tag out. And the evolved ability, on special one, 75% chance to disable one random gear of the opponent till opponent tags out.
Right. Last available February 2019. And I'm trying to think, what do we gotta say about it? That's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's almost long enough to feel like it's brand new.
It's been more than a year.
Yeah. So the first time the Necron Scythe ran, so we're talking about last week's gear. First time Necron Scythe ran, Master's Death Cart was next. Second time, AO Arkham Origins Deadshot was next.
Yeah, and so now post-update, what we're trying to do is figure out if there's a pattern, what's going on.
Yep.
And what we said last week was that it would be better if it was not a pattern.
Right, and this is not a pattern. This is the third time the week after Necron Scythe, and this time it's Claw of Horus. So we are in completely uncharted territory, which is good because that means there's a chance of Tantu Totem getting back in the rotation. And it's funny, right? Because last time Claw of Horus ran, it was Necron's Scythe next. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like it's potentially, there's a chance it could be going backwards. And if it was going backwards, then Brandished Ninjato would be the next one. So
so if it's going backwards, that's what we'd expect. But ideally, it's random, and then we have a chance of seeing Tantu Totem in it. So we're looking for next week being not Brandished Ninjato.
Right. Tagging damage is 10%. It's not great. Even the higher 25% you get from Cassandra Gain Batgirl is good, but not game changing. Although it occurs to me, if you can stack it 3 times, what would be funny would be to increase the other part of the passive where you use Antimatter Sinestro and force him out if you've got enough bars of power, and then boost the damage. But then if you're gearing him to be able to do that, then you can't really take advantage of him when the last guy tags in, right? Mm-hmm. Do the extra damage that you've boosted. Because 10% each time is not a lot. Disabling gear on special one is really sort of the sweet spot for this. Because even if it's blocked, even when they've got Astro Harness active, it's great. Let's say you're facing a healer on the other team that's making the fight drag on. It's why we had him on our Injustice 2 Aquaman when we were playing our Justice League team, but we've switched out Claw of Horus to speed up doing the Phantom Zone whenever we have a damage over time task. So, but when you use this, you can just use it over and over. You stack the bleed, and if it disables, it means that he's a great last man standing. Like, this is super effective when you
against cleaning up any final enemies, especially if they're hard to get knocked out.
A tanky guy,
in the store, we have Blackest Night Hawkgirl pack. That's for 27 Canadian. So that's a clue for next week's challenge. It doesn't come with any credit, so it's a pretty crummy deal. It's extra not worth it, won't unlock in your store, but 95% plus chance that it's what next week's challenge is. It diverts from that pattern like once a year at most.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Our Survivor is still Suicide Squad gears for another week until the 3rd of June. Phantom Zone is finished. Fight 62 still broken,
and the ladder that Fight 62 is on is broken with it.
Right,
it's broken, and the horse it rode in on.
So it used to be the last fight, the last battle in Fight 62. Now it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Last weekend's breakthrough was Catwoman, Deathstroke, and Raven as expected. So based on schedule, it's likely going to be Cyborg, Batgirl, and Black Adam. Link in the description for Reddit thread where somebody was tracking the whole list.
Yeah. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. We're Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android, but we will talk about iOS glitches when we've heard from other people. Starting off with the significant not working glitches, there is nothing for credits that we are willing to endorse. So we talked about this in more detail in Season 6, Episode 9 of our P&Q and C&A&T, which we'll link here. But basically, there's a 2-device glitch. We don't like 2-device glitches because we don't think they are safe. We haven't seen a huge amount of people complaining about getting banned from them, but we are not willing to test them and we're not willing to endorse them. You know, we had an account banned, our first account, by being accidentally signed on 2 devices at the same time. So
other things that are not working. So getting past multiplayer season rewards not working. Getting the good multiplayer season rewards early is not working. And when it's around, there wasn't anything to get through Phantom Zone. No free energy attached to the video button because that video button is gone. But you can still get free energy, which we'll mention later. So now it's later. Working glitches.
Yeah. The glitch that you play Phantom Zone repeatedly was still working.
Up until earlier today. Yeah.
But the event is over now, so obviously you can't test it. And the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working. That's tested and confirmed on the current Luchador Bane challenge. And we just pair these together because doing one does both of them, basically the same glitch. So even though it doesn't matter right now, it's good to at least every time you go through the glitch, do that mental checklist of, am I willing to reset Phantom Zone?
Yeah.
Even if right now the answer is, yeah, I'm willing to reset it because it's not even there.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've cut and pasted a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge on an iOS device. We can't test it for ourselves, but there's been reasonable feedback in the comments about it, so in the description. Breakthrough glitch, to play repeatedly, still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. Just remember, we're mentioning them, but they're all in that playlist. So if you want more details on how to do it, that's where you find it.
Yeah.
So that refund glitch, good for packs with random drops, also known as loot boxes, and also for last laugh tickets. Time shifting still works on Android, and this is the glitch. So if you want free energy for unlimited survivor play, just remember, bring your cooldown countdown clock back to normal before you finish, so you get free energy, but you can also unlock survivor multiple times. This is the part where we probably haven't said this enough. We don't do this for multiplayer, and we still use energy recharges because you don't want to be time shifting while you are connected to the server.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
And in between the not working and working glitches, it's been a while since we've been able to test this and use it. It's also been a while since we've put a sort of special spotlight on it, given it a little flourish. It is none other than the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. It hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14. It has been so long. It's not testable. It is not usable. And you might ask why we don't remove it. And the reason why is because, you can keep asking. You can ask all you want.
This is like talking
heads, yeah.
You might ask yourself,
this is not my beautiful wife. Yeah. This is not my beautiful house. How did I get here? And this is not my usable glitch, but it has never been tested and confirmed to not work. They changed the conditions.
The rhythm was right. This is not my usable glitch.
Yeah. That was on purpose.
That was very good. Wow. Very good, clever.
But yeah, it's technically not proven to be patched. Right. And it seems like they changed the pattern in order to not have to patch it. The cowards. So we're going to keep it here as a memory, as a reminder of better times.
Yes.
Simpler times.
All right.
So there we go. And to finish up, we have some thank yous to do. Do you want to take it away?
Sure. Big thank you to Console Peasant and Edwoon, supporters at the top tier Last Word, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., and Irvin Ruiz, who are supporting us on the credited level, and Chris Wolff and Scarlet Enby at the gratitude level.
Yeah, thanks so much for your support, and thanks so much to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.